Anderson's in net. Same lineup as last game. There you have it.
How different a team are they without Crosby?
They're, like I said yesterday, instead of being a very stacked team, they're a stacked team. So, that's the way we're approaching them.
Fair to say Thomas Chabot had to grow up maybe a little sooner this year based on how the roster shook out. What's impressed you about how he's?
Well, it's not just him, to be honest with you. I mean, the defensive core is, we've been tried with injuries, but also we've chosen to go the young route and to rebuild, and we haven't hid from it. That's the plan, and those guys have had to take on way more than in normal circumstances, and he's definitely at the forefront of that. But Lejoie is the guy playing against the top lines every game. And Yaros, as a rookie, has had to do so much also. The older guys have had to have bigger roles than they ever had to. Borowiecki has to play big minutes against top guys and wide men, and so I think we're in a position. Besides CC, really, that was a real established top four guy. Everybody else has had to become top four in a flash. So definitely, young guys have been great with their attitude, their work ethic, and their attention to detail, and that's why they're able to help us win some games. And every week, you could see a difference in their play. And certainly, Chabot for me has been terrific. But people will look at numbers, but I think if you look at the last 3 games. I don't even know if he's had a point, but they've been his best 3 games because he's really good on both sides of the ice, and we've won 2 of those 3 games. He's definitely one of the reasons why we were able to do that.
You said you guys spoke in the summer about his role. What were those conversations? Without getting into detail, what were those conversations like? What was his?
Those conversations are usually personal, and I'd like to. But the big thing is I told him this summer that he can't train and expect that he's a young guy and be treated like a young guy, because I knew what the circumstances would be, and he'd have to grow real fast, but he had to consider himself like that. Very often I found, whether it's a young guy or an older guy, when you see somebody a certain way, that's how they're going to be. And if you see somebody as a 6th defenseman, they're going to play like a 6th defenseman. It's the same thing as in normal life. The way you approach things and the way you perceive people, you usually get the rebound from that. That's exactly what you perceived. And so I told him that right away, you're going to be a top 4 guy. We're going to use you as a top 4 guy. And if you're going to make mistakes, that's fine. We'll make mistakes of commission, not mistakes of omission, because you're scared to go out there. And so, and he's been great. He's been terrific. He really has. And like I said before, his biggest thing is his humility and his attention to detail. He wants to learn. There's nothing. He doesn't feel that he wants anything given to him. He wants to be the fastest possible, the best 2-way guy he could be, so he could play against the better players and do his thing with the puck. And we've talked about his freedom with the puck, but mainly what's changed in the last 3 years is it's not his abilities. His abilities haven't changed. They were there 2 years ago. It's his choice of play, the moment of the game, his maturity in the games, when to go, when not to go, take the space, control his gap, and all these things that make you a professional. He's learned real fast, so he's definitely growing much faster than everybody expected, and he has to. So we're really happy about it.
Alfredsson was like this, Karlsson was like this, Crosby's been like this, in that they can have an injury, supposed to be out for a week or 10 days, unless they just show up and play. Mm-hmm. So do you have a with Crosby and without a Crosby plan for tonight, since he is here? And
we're playing a stacked team, so Stanley Cup winners and experienced team, and so we're going to do our thing, and we're just, whoever plays, we'll know who they are. I don't think anybody on our team doesn't know who Crosby is, so I think if he plays, everybody knows what to expect.
Andy was on that ice scoring. Do you and Pierre kind of rely on him to tell you what he...
We rely on everything, yes. Of course, a guy like that, it's been in the league so long, whether it's him or a forward or a defenseman, you get different talks with those guys, because you get the experience talking, and so yeah, you try to manage it. And for us, it's been really good actually. Last week's been terrific. It's no fatigue whatsoever. It's the opposite. He's so engaged, and when we want to give him a break, he doesn't want it. He wants to be on the ice, and so we kind of manage it so that he gets it when he wants it, and he feels it's the right time, and he gets the break when he feels that he's saving his energy. So it's up to now. It's been really good. So that's why, the last 3 games have been, we've won 2 of them, and he's been really good. And yeah, it's the game that in Florida was more difficult, but it was tough for backup to come in and have to deal with us being on a back-to-back and being on the road. But I think with Andy, you could see definitely that he's very sharp. I love his attitude, love his work ethic. Like he wants to be on the ice and he wants to play, he wants to make a difference, and he has been making a difference. So.